Hello and welcome to the Asian Game presented by SMC, coming to you from Doha on an evening where the Socceroos have bowed out of the 2022 FIFA World Cup with a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Argentina. Scott McIntyre, Paul Williams and Michael Church with you guys. We're all inside to witness this tonight. Paul, disappointing, but perhaps, I guess, a little bit closer than we expected it might have been.
A lot closer than I think we expected it could have been. We thought, Michael predicted the result on our website. He said a 2-1 win for Argentina, but a lot of us, and even speaking to a lot of Australian fans beforehand, I think they expected it would be a bigger win for Argentina. But again, Australia showed, we don't like talking about it, they showed their fight, they showed their spirit in being able to restrain the Argentinians and almost had their chances at the end. As is Bajic had a mazy run that would have been one of the great World Cup goals that was just blocked, and then Garan Qual right at the end had a chance to equalise and send it to extra time, but a fine save, and it wasn't to be. But I mean, the Argentinians were the better side on the night. They didn't really get out of second or third gear and didn't really need to. Got a couple of gifts from the Australian defence and got the job done.
Yeah, Michael, I mean, the first was a very well-taken goal from Lionel Messi. The second, a mistake from Matthew Ryan. Probably a bad pass that put him under a little bit of pressure. He got caught on the ball and they scored from that. And then a deflected shot from Craig Goodwin, which eventually went down as an own goal, completed the scoring. What did you make of the Australian performance?
100% what I expected in terms of, we talk about this, we talk about it so often, it's cliched with Australia, the determination, the fight, the spirit, the Aussie DNA, the boxing kangaroos, call it what you will. They never give up, but we know that they're limited. We know that they're coming up against a team of the talent of Argentina, and particularly with an individual of the standard of Messi, and not just him, but Julian Alvarez, and right throughout that team there's so much quality. It was no surprise that Australia went out, but a spirited performance, fell just short, and try again in 4 years' time.
Pretty sure Argentina had spirit tonight. Pretty sure they had determination tonight as well.
Sure.
Some, maybe they didn't have Aussie DNA, but they had some form of DNA.
No boxing kangaroos, though.
The question is this enough?
No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. But look, we've talked about any number of times before that this is a limited squad in terms of technical ability and talent, and for them to go as far as they have done. And look, Graham Arnold's come under a lot of criticism, a lot of scrutiny during his time in charge, and there were numerous calls for him to go in the latter stages of qualifying. He's brought them here. They've got some great results, and ultimately, it's a results-based business. He's done very well. They've won back-to-back games at World Cup for the first time in Australia's history, and they haven't embarrassed themselves tonight. They've played well, but they were also well beaten.
Paul, 2 wins, 2 losses, couple of clean sheets, scored in every game. What's your summation overall for the Socceroos, and should they be happy with things at the World Cup?
I think they'll be happy with the results at the World Cup without a doubt. I agree with Michael. I mean, we have to keep in mind that this is a limited squad for Australia. We know that there's been sort of a generational gap that is going to be coming with Australia and the sort of development pathways. This was always going to come to pass. There was a lot of people that thought Australia wouldn't even qualify for the World Cup. So to come here, to get a couple of wins, to score in every game, to score from open play in every game, to make it through to the knockout rounds, that has to be considered a success. But Australia has to want more now. This is a baseline for Australia, but they have to want more. They have to want to play better football. They have to want to develop better footballers, and that's got to be how they build on this. There's an Asian Cup in this very country, and we expect it to be just over 12 months' time. Not officially confirmed yet. In 12 months' time, whether Graham Arnold's still in charge remains to be seen. But they've got to build on that now. They'll go into that tournament not underdogs like they were here. They'll go in as one of the supposed heavyweights of Asian football, who'll be expected to take the games to the opposition that they come up against, and that's the challenge now for whether it's Arnold or whether it's the next coach that comes in, is to develop this team as a football team, and to get them to play better football, because ultimately that's where they need to get to.
Right, it was a great atmosphere inside the stadium tonight, most of that coming from the Argentina supporters, but there was a decent number of Socceroos fans there as well. And before the match, Paul, you went along to one of the functions that they put on, just to get a little bit of a taste and a flavour of how the Australian fans here in Qatar have been enjoying the tournament so far.
Didn't have a lot of high hopes. In fact, my expectation was hoping to see a goal in open play, and that happened after 20 minutes against France, so that was done, and we've been winning a couple of games since, so it's been great. Yeah, it was great. I mean, obviously seeing us beat Tunisia and Denmark was fantastic, and yeah, it's just a real sense of pride, I guess, with the team. Given it's not a team of superstars, but and being a big A-League fan myself, I'm really happy to see the A-League boys graduate, I guess.
Yeah, well, look, we've never won 2 games at a World Cup, so for us it's all about the football, and we've won 2 games at the World Cup, so for us we're on cloud 9. There's been a lot of reports back home about our team being lacking superstar power, but I think that's actually been our strength, is that we're a strong team. So I didn't expect us to get here, but I'm not surprised.
Who have they got? Like, seriously, how many A-Leagues has Messi won? None. How many Asian Cups has he won? None. You know, Matt Lecky's won 1 of each. Matt Lecky also pays his taxes, so I think we've got a better marquee player than they do. So,
mate, we planned this 6 to 9 months ago when we were absolutely struggling to get out of the Asian qualification. It's been miracle after miracle after miracle. We're not supposed to be here. If you look around, we're about 5% of the people here. We're a country of 20 million people where football is the 5th, 6th biggest sport. We have no right to be here, but we battle and we fight and we kick and we scratch and we claw.
Just scream as loud as I can and just, yeah.
Just want to change his colour.
The beauty of this World Cup is that the maximum trip that we've had is about an hour, so it's been excellent from that perspective. All our guys have had a good time. Doha has been good for the football. Okay, it's been a World Cup that's all been about football. The destination for our fans anyway has not been that enthralling, but the football has been fantastic and we've really enjoyed it.
We came with the Green and Gold Army, and so far we've had an awesome time. We've been to all the matches, met heaps of friends along the way.
What's your name?
Kat, hi.
Thank you very much, Kate. I'm Cody.
Hi, nice to meet you.
The kids have had a great time.
I think Skippy might need a bit of a blow up. Well done. Let's go backwards. I just want a cheesecake.
we got here, I think, on probably 2 days before the first Socceroos game. It's been great. Don't believe all the BS about you can't get a beer. I mean, have a look around. Plenty of beers, plenty of shorts being worn, and the Socceroos have been winning as well, so having a blast. Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. I'm not much of a drinker myself, so that part hasn't bothered me one bit. In fact, I think it's actually helped down at the Souk last night, for example. I was saying how friendly everything is and I think it's because the alcohol factor's been taken out. And yeah, I think it's been great, great experience. But the architecture of the city is fantastic. The way their buildings are, the way their streets have been put together, the way their towns have been put together, and I love the architecture of the stadiums as well.
From an Australian support perspective, if you look back home, there's huge, immense support. You look at Federation Square in Melbourne, it's like 10,000 people showing up at 2 a.m. on a weekday to see us play and to win, and it's just been amazing. But yeah, not so many fans coming to Qatar this World Cup, but immense support in Australia.
And welcome back to the Asian Game presented by SMC. So Australia's departure means that 4 of the 6 AFC nations that we started with have now ended their campaign. Japan and Korea are the AFC's 2 remaining hopes. Michael, you went along to Japan training today. What was the mood like amongst the camp?
Quietly confident, I think. Certainly not going to be overawed by Croatia. Obviously a very good side and reached the final in 2018. But I think the mood within the camp is positive and. Yeah, I think we'll be seeing a good performance from the Japanese, hopefully.
All right, guys, and of course we will be back tomorrow to preview that game as well as Korea's massive clash with Brazil. Both of those matches coming on the same day. But to take you out tonight, here's another little flavour of the city of Doha as we look at some traditional craftsmen and fishermen. We'll be back tomorrow with a full preview of Japan and Korea's huge upcoming clashes.